In 1964, a British truck rolled off the production line in Lancashire with a tilting cab nobody had seen before, the Ergomatic. Drivers loved it. Competitors copied it. Then everyone forgot about it. Fast forward to 2024, and classic truck values jumped 20% in 5 years. British Leyland's forgotten fleet from the 1960s is suddenly commanding serious money at auctions. Collectors are hunting down rusted octopuses, abandoned beavers, and hippos left to rot in barns. These are pieces of British engineering history, and they're about to get expensive. Leyland Motors entered the 1960s with a comprehensive truck range marketed as the Power Plus models. They continued using animal names, the famous Leyland Zoo. These were British workhorses that built the nation. The trucks featured the new LAD, Leyland Albion Dodge, Vista View cab. Then in 1964 came the Ergomatic Freightline range with a Michelotti-designed tilt cab. The Ergomatic's ability to tilt forward exposed the engine for better access. This cab remained in production until 1981. Classic vehicles are an emotional purchase. Rarity drives value. Let's count down the 14 models collectors are chasing. Number 14. Leyland Lynx. The Leyland Lynx featured semi-bonneted styling that bridged the gap between old and new design. These trucks represented Leyland's transitional period before cab-over designs dominated. The semi-bonneted layout gave mechanics better engine access while maintaining manoeuvrability for urban delivery work. The Cub models went up to 6 tons capacity as an articulated tractor before being replaced by the Lynx. Finding a complete Lynx today is rare. Most were worked until they fell apart. Survivors that kept original bonnets and chrome are sought after by collectors. Original Lynx models with matching chassis numbers command premium prices at classic truck auctions. Number 13. Leyland Bison. The Leyland Bison was built for the heaviest work. Construction sites, quarries, heavy haulage. The Bison handled it all. Its robust chassis and powerful engine made it a favourite for operators needing reliability under extreme conditions. The Bison typically ran with dump bodies or specialised heavy-duty equipment. Its reinforced frame handled constant punishment, potholes, rough terrain, overloading. Many bisons spent their lives in quarries covered in concrete dust and aggregate. This brutal working life means clean examples are almost impossible to find. Collectors prize them for their engineering strength and connection to Britain's industrial heritage. Number 12. Leyland Buffalo. Part of the heavy range, the Buffalo was built for durability and power. During the 1960s, Leyland had overseas plants building local variations. The South African Super Comet Eland shared DNA with the Buffalo. The Buffalo's design prioritised strength over speed. Heavy-duty drivelines, reinforced chassis rails and robust axles meant this truck could handle punishment. Australia received many Buffalo models configured for outback conditions with larger fuel tanks, heavy-duty cooling systems and reinforced suspensions. Finding one with original specifications is challenging since most were modified for local needs. A UK specification Buffalo with original Leyland engine and transmission is now a rare find. Collectors seeking authenticity pay premium prices for unmolested examples with documented history. Number 11. Leyland Bear. Around 1969, Leyland added the Bear 6x4 specifically for mixer and tipper use. Construction companies relied on these machines for concrete delivery and aggregate hauling. The Bear's 6-wheel configuration provided stability when carrying unbalanced loads. The rear tandem axle spread weight, reducing ground pressure, crucial for concrete mixer work on partially completed building sites. The chassis was specifically engineered for mixer bodies with reinforced mounting points and heavy-duty PTO drives. Many Bears ran 12-hour shifts, constantly loaded. This constant abuse means survivors are rare, and pristine examples practically don't exist. Finding a Bear with original mixer body intact is like discovering buried treasure. Number 10. Leyland Steer. The Leyland Steer was a 3-axle derivative of the Beaver, aimed at operators with tandem semi-trailers. Between 1964 and 1972, Maximum weight articulated trucks were limited to 13 metres in length, but minimum legal outer axle spread required a 3-axle tractor unit. The Steer was basically a Beaver with a second steering axle added. This allowed operators to run twin-trailer setups legally. The additional steering axle improved manoeuvrability compared to standard 3-axle tractors. Very few Steer tractors were built. This makes the Steer one of the rarest Leyland models. Finding a Steer today is like finding a needle in a haystack. Rarity drives value, and the Steer represents the ultimate Leyland collector's prize. Number 9. Low-weight Octopus. Since the standard Octopus was heavily built, making it less competitive on payload, Leyland introduced this lighter version. The low-weight Octopus offered 8-wheel stability without sacrificing cargo capacity. Leyland's engineers removed weight through careful redesign, thinner frame rails where possible, lighter axle components, reduced cab weight. The lighter construction meant operators could carry more goods legally. For hauliers paid by the ton, every extra 100 kilograms of payload meant more profit. After UK articulated weights increased to 32 tons in 1964, demand for 8-wheelers dropped significantly. This shift limited low-weight Octopus production to a brief window. The combination of short production run and hard-working life makes these trucks exceptionally rare today. Number 8. Leyland Octopus, the iconic 8-wheeler. The Octopus appeared in 1934 as one of Leyland's most famous models. After UK Arctic weights went up to 32 tons in 1964, 8-wheeler sales slumped, leading Leyland to suspend Octopus production between 1970 and 1975. That production gap makes 1960s Octopuses particularly rare. The suspension period created a collector's goldmine. Trucks built before 1970 represent the final examples of the original Octopus lineage. The Octopus name carried prestige. These trucks dominated heavy haulage before articulated lorries took over. The 8-wheel configuration provided stability that 2-axle trucks couldn't match. Octopuses hauled everything from fuel to building materials. A revamped Octopus appeared in 1948 with an all-steel cab shared by the Beaver, Comet, Hippo and Steer models. Complete running Octopuses from the 1960s can command 5-figure sums at specialist auctions. Number 7. Leyland Retriever. The Retriever name was chosen for a low-weight 6-wheeler, which was lighter than the Hippo. This gave operators better payload capacity without sacrificing strength. The Retriever filled a specific market gap. Operators who needed 6 wheels for stability, but didn't want the heavy construction of the Hippo. A lighter chassis meant more payload capacity, which meant more profit per trip. The Retriever delivered exactly this advantage. During World War II, Leyland produced 6x4 COE Retrievers for military use. The civilian version continued that legacy, benefiting from wartime engineering improvements. Finding a civilian Retriever from the 1960s means finding a truck that probably spent decades hauling agricultural products or construction materials. Number 6. Leyland Hippo. The Leyland Hippo was a heavyweight in the range, built for serious hauling. Animal names like Beaver, Bison, Buffalo and Hippo were used across the Leyland truck range with capacities between 2.5 and 12 tons. The Hippo sat in the middle of the heavy lineup, offering robust construction for long-distance work with heavy loads. During World War II, Leyland produced militarized Hippo MKIIs for war effort. The civilian models that followed benefited from military engineering. Many Hippos worked until they literally fell apart. Most ran for 20 or 30 years, accumulating millions of miles. By the time they were retired, most were completely worn out. Collectors value Hippos for their connection to Britain's industrial past and their reputation for indestructibility. Number 5. Leyland Badger. The Leyland Badger was a lighter alternative to the Beaver tractor unit. The Badger filled a specific niche for operators needing payload flexibility without the bulk of heavier models. The Badger gave smaller operators access to articulated hauling without the running costs of the bigger Beaver. Lower weight meant better fuel economy, which mattered to independent operators watching every penny. The Badger could pull medium-weight trailers efficiently while delivering better economy than heavier alternatives. These trucks pulled semi-trailers across Britain, connecting industries and moving goods efficiently. Today, Badgers are rare because they worked hard lives in general haulage. Most accumulated enormous mileage before being replaced. Finding a Badger with original drivetrain is exceptionally difficult. Number 4. Two-pedal Beaver. One notable model in the Freight-Line range featured a clutchless semi-automatic transmission. The two-pedal Beaver was big news and was seen as the future for heavy trucks. This innovation eliminated the clutch pedal, making driving less tiring on long hauls. Traditional heavy truck transmissions required constant clutch work. The two-pedal system automated clutch operation, reducing driver fatigue significantly. The semi-automatic gearbox was revolutionary for its time. Drivers initially skeptical about the technology rarely wanted to go back after trying it. The ease of operation, especially in heavy traffic, won converts. Finding a two-pedal Beaver today means finding a piece of truck transmission history. Number 3. Leyland Beaver. The 1964 Freight-Line launch coincided with the raising of UK legal gross weights, so the range included a newly engineered 32-ton Beaver tractor. The Beaver became Leyland's workhorse for heavy articulated work. The Ergomatic cab gave drivers better visibility and comfort than previous fixed cab designs. The tilting mechanism meant roadside engine repairs were possible without specialised equipment. This practical advantage reduced downtime and repair costs. Beavers pulled trailers loaded with everything imaginable: steel, machinery, consumer goods. These trucks built modern Britain by keeping goods moving efficiently. In 1947, the Comet 5 to 7 ton truck range was released, and a year later the revamped Octopus appeared with an all-steel cab shared by the Beaver, Comet, Hippo and Steer models. Number 2. Super Comet. The Super Comet was the heavier counterpart to the Comet, designed for 20-ton GCW. Models ranging from 9 to 13 long tons received the 115 horsepower 698 NV engine, while heavier versions got the 140 horsepower Leyland 402 horsepower Leyland 411. The Super Comet was designed specifically for export markets. During the 1960s, Leyland had several overseas plants, building local variations, such as the Iranian Super Comet with its locally designed cab. Others included the Dutch Meteor, the Israeli Leyland Ashdod, the Indian Ashok Leyland, and the South African Super Comet Eland. In 1955, manufacture of commercial vehicles under license commenced in Madras, India, at the new Ashok factory. These vehicles were branded as Ashok Leyland. Number 1. Leyland Comet. The Leyland Comet was part of a rationalised range designed for 18-ton GCW. In 1964, the fourth generation received the Ergomatic cab. The Comet represented Leyland's commitment to modernisation while maintaining reliability. The semi-bonneted original Comet was first shown in December 1947. The Ergomatic cab transformed driver experience with its tilting design and improved ergonomics. The cab was built by GKN Sankey. Comets worked across Britain and worldwide. They hauled goods, pulled trailers, and kept commerce moving. The Comet's longevity in production proves its success. After a decade and a half in retirement, the Comet label was reintroduced in 1986 for export markets. Classic truck values appreciated 20% over the past 5 years. Younger buyers entering the collector market want practical, stylish, nostalgic rides. These Leyland trucks mark the tail end of the wonderful era of truck building that Britain once enjoyed. These trucks won't stay affordable forever. The collector market is waking up to their historical significance and investment potential. Find yours before everyone else figures out what you already know. These 14 forgotten Leylands represent the next big opportunity in classic commercial vehicles. Start your search today.